Here at the UN Geneva, the Geneva Center for Human Rights Advancement and Global Dialogue, with the support of the permanent mission of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, arranged this panel discussion for the fight against the scourge of so-called Islamophobia.
This can also be considered as a good initiative within the recent weeks and months within the United Nations system.
Racism and intolerance, whether based on ethnicity, culture or beliefs, is an affront to world civilization writ large and not just to those that are targeted by it.
The panel emphasized that so-called Islamophobia is a form of racism, but that the term is unjustly used today by suggesting a mash-up between terrorism, Islam and Arab culture.
We have to promote for human values. That there are so many things in common. So if there is any misunderstanding about Islam, I think we need to clarify it to our audience, whether in Western countries or in other parts of the world.
Everyone here regretted the anti-Islam bias and manipulation of Muslims for political purposes by most of the mainstream media, which distorts and misrepresents Islam as a religion of violence.
Yes, there's been a bias for many, many years. The press believes that if it bleeds, it leads.
The myth of a monolithic, intolerant Islam, resistant to inquiry, debate and criticism needs to be dispelled.
We have to create societies where the racial singularity and spirit of every community must be respected like a flower, but in the same garden.
You don't say Christian terrorists or Buddhist terrorists or Hindu terrorists, but when it comes to these self-claimed Islamists, we should not accept their claim.
There is no part of a body which is more noble than the other parts, no. And we must become aware that we are all bound together, each and every one of us, by this universal brotherhood.
Our approach is to discuss crisis and show that Islam is not a cause of crisis, but is a subject of crisis and has been used and manipulated.
Some of the steps to combat the phenomenon of Islamophobia are probably best described by the title of one of the panelists' latest book, From Confrontation to Cooperation.